Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Yeah, I drew some Venn diagram, like I drew in the paper, but yeah, this computer is kind of old, so it was causing some problems. Yeah, uh, the 100% disk usage. That's the problem this computer has been having for a while. So this, but the stopping this super fetch that helped, but it didn't quite. It stopped working. Okay, that method. So I did some more research, and it says in the power option, uh, change it to the high performance setting. So I did that, and it worked. Okay. Yeah, maybe I should replace this old laptop. But uh, well, the second solution worked this time. First solution worked for a while, stopping the super fetch. Uh, but it didn't quite work today. So I did more research and then power option changed to high performance and now it worked. So yeah, the power option, right? So high performance. So that's why you may see some change in brightness. Okay, so yeah, but I continue to work with this computer. Okay, because yeah, it's kind of old computer, but it's still working. So because if I buy a brand new computer, brand new laptop, oh my goodness, I have to reinstall all the software and whatnot. I'd rather not do that. No. Okay. So, uh, how would you define force? Like in physics, F equal ma, right? Yeah, but we cross the boundary between physics and metaphysics. Okay, so in higher kingdom, higher hierarchy echelon, I would define force. How would you define force? Like metaphysically speaking, what is force? In physics, they came up with very nice, consistent system of what is force, what is energy, what is work, F equal ma, and W is equal to F times S, right? Very consistent system. But physicists' definition of force is out of convenience. Okay, yeah. So we can redefine it. All right? Right, because we are not just doing physics, we are doing metaphysics. So if you would like, come up with definition of force, metaphysically speaking, all right? And they can also encompass and include the physical definition of force. That's the task at hand. If you want to, okay? I give you 1 minute, okay? And then we compare answers. hmm Yeah, it's kind of too bright, right? Yeah, I readjust the brightness manually so that it, it's not too bright, okay? So I give you 1 minute, okay? How would you define a force metaphysically so that it is still backward compatible with the physical definition of force? F equal ma, okay? Okay. Okay, that's blueberry vodka. Well, mix of blueberry and crowberry. This crowberry vodka, and then there's the rose hips vodka. Yeah. Okay. Now let's compare answers. Okay. So one way to define metaphysical force, what is this fourth kingdom? That's the ideological force kingdom. Okay, so in the general relativity disproof paper, the way it was structured is such that the fourth chapter is about the fourth kingdom, and the title of that chapter is the metaphysics of the fourth kingdom. Okay, yeah, I kind of like the title, and it happened to be fourth chapter as well. It's nice coincidence. Hmm? Yeah, I think it's a good sign. Yeah, so fourth kingdom, that's ideological force. Okay, in physics, they defined Isaac Newton defined, which is very smart. Okay, F equal ma, right? Yeah. So they are assuming mass. All right, that's level two. You have gravitation or some physical push and pull force or engine force, motor force. Okay, yeah, that's level two. Level three is ethereal wind, which is like acceleration, accelerative force, inertial force. Okay, ethereal force. Now, ethereal force, it does not even require mass. It only requires physical existence, some physical occupation, some occupation of some space, like photon, wavelengths, and amplitude. Okay, the light wave. So, but in ideological level, the exclusive citizen in this fourth kingdom is a concept. Right? Yeah. So yeah, tomorrow morning I restart writing this paper, and yeah, so we are kind of brainstorming. Maybe I'm not quite ready to write it yet, right? Because let's organize our ideas first, and then we can start writing, right? Okay, enough of that. So definition, one possible definition of force is something that causes a change. Okay. In physics, not metaphysics, but in physics, yeah, F equal ma. What is force? Well, if there's 1 kilogram object, and if this force is applied, then now this object changes its velocity by 1 meter per second. Let's say it was static, right? And it becomes 1 meter per second. Yeah, then that's the force, 1 Newton. Okay? Or if it used to be 1 meter per second velocity and it changed to 2 meter per second, and that change from 1 meter per second to 2 meter per second, it happened during 1 second. So that's 1 meter per second squared acceleration. Okay? But in metaphysical domain, we don't have any. It's not required that this entity have some mass. Okay, then what is a force then? Yeah, it's the change in this concept, like redefinition of this concept. Okay. One example would be that traditionally, I mean, not. Okay. Let's step back, okay? Back in the days, way back, what's a marriage? Well, polygamy, right? One man, multiple women. That was legitimate marriage. Huh? Well, modern days, that definition of marriage changed. It's one man and one woman. Later on, some people in the left, liberalists, they again changed the definition of marriage. Now it doesn't have to be one man, one woman. It could be one man and another man, or one woman and another woman. Okay, and conservatives don't agree with that kind of definition, but at least liberals, they did change definition of marriage, right? Yeah. So, so that due to ideological force. So the concept of marriage has changed over time. So what's causing that change of definition, concept of marriage? That's ideological force. Okay, so in fourth kingdom, fourth echelon level, uh, the definition of force is something that causes changes, that causes a change. Okay, and that alone it applied to fourth echelon and also all other echelons below. This is backward compatible. Okay, we'll take 5 minutes break. Okay, so I need some vocal rest. Okay, yeah, let's take 5 minutes. Okay. Okay. Happy Friday. Yeah. Oh, oh, okay, we are back. Thank you for your time with me. And so yeah, I mean, uh, let's talk about light. Okay, between second and fourth echelon, third echelon we have light, photon. So ethereal force. Okay. Uh, yeah, it's an analogy. Okay, ether it doesn't exist. Okay, it's just an analogy. Okay, so um, because light exists in space, it occupies certain wavelength and amplitude. Okay, photon. Okay, so uh, let's say light is sitting in this spaceship. Okay, because light doesn't have to move. Okay, yeah, because in inertial symmetry regime framework, yeah, constant velocity and standing still or is all the same thing. Okay, so I if two photons are right next to each other, okay, and they're going at the same speed, of course they're like standing still. They're looking at each other. Two photons, okay, they're just standing still, right? Or if I'm traveling in 1 meter per second, okay, and I shoot out this photon by flashlight, right? But the other guy, he flashing the flashlight when he's standing still. Then my photon is 1 meter per second ahead of, faster than the other guy's photon, right? So to that photon, my photon is traveling 1 meter per second when that photon is standing still. Okay, so that's inertial symmetry framework. Okay, photon it does not get any special treatment. It's just like anything else. Okay, so photon, yeah, it is subject to this ethereal force. It does get pushed back. Okay, just like anything else. Why? Because it occupies some physical space. So occupation in space. Okay, so yeah, wavelength, amplitude. Okay, so okay. So yeah, photon is just like anything else. So uh, when it comes to this ethereal force, yes, photon's speed does change. Mhm. Just like anything else. You know? Yeah, I'm not ready to write this yet. Okay, so we're gonna do some more, not soul searching, just brainstorming. Okay, it's just physics. Yeah. Okay. How interesting. It's a brand new concept. All right. Yeah. So it's like this. Okay. Let's say we have a spaceship in the middle of space. All right, and the photon is in the middle of this spaceship. Okay. As this spaceship accelerates forward, this photon will accelerate backward. Uh-huh. Yeah. So yes, photon is just like anything else. Yeah, you can accelerate. Okay, so it's as if spaceship is moving forward, accelerating forward. It's as if ethereal wind is blowing backward. Okay, so in our definition, ethereal wind happens only in acceleration situation. Okay, so okay. Phew. Hmm. Uh, so the first chapter is about ideological force, but we have to talk about ethereal force too. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe I will have make some section. Third echelon force, ethereal force revisited. Okay, no problem. Right. Yeah, let's take a step back, kinda. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's like this. Well, let's take 5 minutes break. Okay, I need some vocal rest. Okay, so but I will leave you with this thought. Right. So you have a spaceship. It's accelerating that way with acceleration A. Okay, and you have photon here. Right. So to the observer or spaceman, this photon is looks like it is accelerating downward. Yeah, this is a person, astronaut. Okay. Okay. Yeah. We'll take 5 minutes break. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting concept. Okay, so again, Mr. Einstein asked the right question. He just answered it wrong, but he made great contribution for asking the right question. Okay, and we are answering it right this time. Okay, so good. Okay. All right. Okay, so yeah, I can expect some resistance from established physicists because we are breaking away from Mr. Einstein's framework. Of course, that's the whole point of this paper and previous paper too. Let's take a break, okay? It is getting heavy, right? It's a heavy subject, okay? This too bright, right? It's bothering your eyes. It's bothering my eyes. So let's put it down, okay? So it's the wall is still too bright, huh? Yeah, this power setting, yeah, but I have to make this change, okay? Uh, why don't I stop and restart, okay? Alright.